Sarah Ferguson fears further humiliation after former Prince Andrew's eviction. Source: Welcome back, dear viewers, to Crown Chronicles, your home for the most gripping stories, hidden truths, and royal revelations that keep the world talking. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button right now, because today's story is one you absolutely do not want to miss. What's unfolding behind palace walls is dramatic, emotional, and filled with the kind of tension that only the British royal family can deliver. So settle in, because this twist in Sarah Ferguson's life may be one of the most shocking yet. Imagine this: a duchess who has weathered decades of public criticism, personal scandal, financial strain, and relentless press scrutiny, now facing perhaps her most humiliating chapter yet. A new report suggests that Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, is growing increasingly worried, even fearful, of what could come next after Prince Andrew's eviction from Royal Lodge. Yes, the same Royal Lodge that has been Andrew and Fergie's home base, sanctuary, and symbol of their unusual but enduring partnership for years. To understand why this moment is so explosive, we need to dive into the emotional and political storm swirling around Prince Andrew. Since stepping back from royal duties in the fallout of his highly publicized scandals, Andrew's position in the family has become more delicate than ever. With King Charles determined to slim down the monarchy, reinforce accountability, and protect the institution's reputation at all costs, Andrew's presence, and his privileges, have come under increasing pressure. Royal Lodge, a sprawling £30 million estate in Windsor, has long been Andrew's last stronghold. It wasn't just a residence, it was a symbol of stability in a life marked by controversy. And for Sarah Ferguson, who continued to share the home despite their divorce, it represented something even deeper: safety, familiarity, and a life she had painstakingly rebuilt in the shadows of royal chaos. But everything changed when King Charles reportedly pushed forward with plans to remove Andrew from Royal Lodge due to its high maintenance costs and the Duke's diminished role in the family. According to insiders, Andrew fought the move fiercely, resisting relocation to the smaller Frogmore cottage. Yet, in the end, the decision seemed inevitable. And with that decision came a wave of new fears for Fergie. Sources suggest that Sarah Ferguson is terrified of the uncertainty tied to Andrew's new circumstances. Without Royal Lodge, she not only loses a home but the stability that has allowed her to continue navigating public life with confidence. After years of working to rehabilitate her image, publishing books, engaging in charity, and carefully rebuilding her brand, the threat of renewed public embarrassment looms large. She reportedly worries that the media will seize on the eviction as yet another symbol of downfall, one that reflects on her as much as it does on Andrew. And who can blame her? The Duchess of York has lived a life in the public eye unlike any other royal ex-wife. Her scandals were splashed across the front pages long before the internet age magnified every misstep. From her financial struggles to leaked photos and controversial business dealings, Fergie knows better than anyone how quickly public sympathy can shift, and how merciless the headlines can be. But what truly makes this moment unsettling for Sarah is not simply losing a physical residence. It's the loss of security, identity, and influence tied to that home. Royal Lodge wasn't just where she lived. It was where she entertained, worked, filmed her YouTube readings for children, and maintained the unusual but deeply bonded relationship she shares with Andrew. The two have long been described as soulmates without the romance, relying on each other for emotional support despite their complicated history. Now, that dynamic is under threat. The eviction forces Andrew into a new phase of life, one marked by smaller spaces, reduced privileges, and growing isolation. And Sarah fears that being caught in the middle of this transition might expose her to the same scrutiny and humiliation that Andrew has faced for years. Royal insiders claim she's concerned about everything from where she will live, to how this will affect her public engagements, to what the world will say once photos surface of moving trucks pulling up to the grand estate. Every cardboard box, every packed suitcase, every staff member dismissed becomes another opportunity for the media to dissect her private pain. And unfortunately for Fergie, she knows how quickly sympathy can turn into mockery. But here's where the story takes an unexpected twist, because this isn't just about humiliation. It's about strategy. Behind the scenes, Sarah Ferguson is said to be quietly preparing for the next chapter. Friends describe her as resilient, resourceful, and surprisingly optimistic. She's reportedly exploring new projects, strengthening alliances, and positioning herself for a future where she stands more independently than ever before. Those close to her insist that while she may fear public embarrassment, she also recognizes this moment as a turning point. A chance to redefine herself once again. A chance to step further into the role she's been carving out for years, not just Andrew's loyal ex-wife, but a woman who has survived some of the royal family's harshest storms and still found ways to shine. And let's be honest, if there's one royal figure who knows how to rise from the ashes, it's Sarah Ferguson. Every setback in her life has led to unexpected reinventions. Every embarrassment has been followed by a surprising comeback. And perhaps this eviction, humiliating as it may seem, is setting the stage for yet another transformation. Still, one question hangs in the air like a tightening suspense: what happens if this is only the beginning? What if King Charles continues to push for a complete severing of Andrew's remaining privileges? What if more announcements are made, ones that impact not only Andrew but Sarah herself? Could this be the moment Fergie finally steps out from Andrew's shadow? Or will the consequences of his past continue to haunt her future? One thing is certain: the royal world is shifting fast. Alliances are changing, priorities are evolving, and even long-standing traditions are being rewritten. For Sarah Ferguson, the next few months may define the rest of her public life. And the world will be watching every step of her journey. Thank you for joining us on Crown Chronicles. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest royal drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Trust me, the royal twists coming next are ones you won't want to miss.